In the professional world, using the right words can make a huge difference. So today, we're going to build your ultimate professional English toolkit. And look, we're not just going to list a bunch of phrases. We're giving you the actual keys to communicate with way more confidence and clarity, whatever the situation is. Let's dive right in.
Come on, we've all been there, haven't we? You're sitting in a meeting, or maybe you're just staring at a really confusing email from your manager, and you just freeze. You know exactly what you want to say, but finding the right professional phrase, it feels like an impossible challenge.
Well, think of this as your personal guide to fixing that exact problem. We're going to arm you with some really practical, ready-to-use phrases you can literally start using at work tomorrow. Seriously, this isn't just some boring list. It's your secret weapon for sounding more professional and maybe, even more importantly, feeling way more confident.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. Just your everyday office interactions. How you kick off your day can seriously set the tone for everything that comes after. Nailing these simple phrases, that's the foundation for all great professional communication.
Now, these might look super simple, but trust me, they're powerful. It's not just about saying hello. When you ask something like, "Did you have a nice weekend?" it shows you see your colleagues as actual people, not just coworkers. And that builds a real connection. Even a simple statement like, "Let me go through my messages," is a really professional way to signal to everyone, okay, I'm shifting into work mode now.
All right, let's get to the real meat of the workday, managing all your tasks. This is where clear communication becomes absolutely critical. If you get this part right, you're going to avoid so many misunderstandings and honestly, just deliver much, much better results.
So let's play out a super common scenario. Your manager gives you a new task, but the instructions are, well, they're a little confusing. The first instinct is to just nod along and hope you can figure it out later, right? But you and I both know that's a total recipe for disaster. So, what's the professional move here? What do you actually say?
You see, what's so great about these phrases is that they don't make you look confused at all. They make you look engaged. They show you actually care about getting it right. My personal favorite here is just to confirm. It's this fantastic technique where you basically repeat back what you think you heard. This gives your manager a golden opportunity to correct any misunderstanding before you waste a single second of your time. It's a total game changer.
I want you to think of every single task like it has its own little life cycle, with a key phrase for each stage. So you start by clarifying. Then, if you hit a snag, which happens, you proactively communicate the delay. No surprises for anyone. And then, when you're done, you don't just say, "I'm finished." You announce it's complete with a really strong definitive word like finalized.
Okay, this slide is perfect. It just brilliantly shows the power of professional phrasing. Saying "I can't finish this" is a total dead end. It just sounds so final. But if you frame it as "I need an extension," or even better, if you suggest a new deadline, you've just turned a problem into a negotiation. The big takeaway here is this: you're not just reporting a problem, you are actively proposing a solution. Huge difference.
Okay, so you've totally got your individual tasks under control. Now, let's zoom out a bit to the wider world of meetings and teamwork. This, my friends, is where your communication skills really get put to the test.
Meetings can be so tricky to navigate, but these phrases are your secret toolkit. Knowing how to politely jump in with, "Sorry to interrupt, but," is a massive skill. It lets you add your 2 cents without completely derailing the whole conversation. And hey, being the person who says, "Let's wrap this up," that's a super subtle way to show leadership and keep everyone on track when a meeting is just dragging on and on.
Oh, this is a big one. Healthy disagreement is absolutely vital for any team, but you have to do it with respect. Just a blunt, "That's a bad idea," totally shuts people down. But if you phrase it as a question, like, "Have you considered?" it opens the door for a real discussion. See? You're presenting an alternative, not launching an attack. The key is collaboration, not confrontation. Always. Phrases just like these are the fuel for awesome teamwork. And remember, asking for help with something like, "Could you help me with this?" that's not a weakness. It's actually a sign of a strong, collaborative team. And here's a little pro tip for you. Asking for someone's input sounds way more professional and collaborative than just asking for their opinion. All right, now for the tough stuff, those difficult conversations. Every job has them, it's unavoidable. But knowing how to handle problems and apologize professionally, that is a sign of true maturity and accountability. And let me tell you, those are 2 things that are valued absolutely everywhere.
This phrase right here is the perfect opener for a difficult topic. And why is that? Well, because it's formal, it's respectful, but it also signals that you have something pretty serious to discuss. It does all of that without sounding alarming or accusatory. It just prepares the other person and sets the perfect professional tone from the get-go.
You need to memorize this one. I'm serious. It's one of the most powerful phrases you can possibly learn. In any job, blaming other people or making excuses is gonna get you absolutely nowhere. Owning up to a mistake with "I take full responsibility" shows incredible integrity. It tells everyone you're focused on the solution, not the blame. And weirdly enough, it actually builds trust with your manager and your team.
You know, a truly professional apology always has two parts. First, you have to acknowledge the issue clearly. And second, you state your plan to fix it. Using phrases like, "I'll make sure this doesn't happen again," or "I'm working to fix this immediately," shows you're not just sorry, you're being proactive. You're actually making things right.
All right, to start wrapping things up, let's do a quick rapid-fire review of 5 key vocabulary words. Just sprinkling these into your conversations will instantly level up how professional you sound. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first up, swamped. Look, anyone can say, "I'm busy," but saying, "I'm a little swamped at the moment," paints a much more vivid picture of your workload. It's a really common and super effective way to politely say, "Hey, I just can't take on anything else right now."
Next up, we had clarify. Yeah, we've mentioned this one before, but it's so important it totally deserves its own spot. When you ask someone to clarify something, you're signaling that you value accuracy and you're really committed to avoiding mistakes. It's basically a key word for any true professional.
Touch base. You are going to hear this one a lot. It's just classic office speak for having a quick check-in or a brief update. Suggesting something like, "Hey, let's touch base next week," is the perfect way to schedule a future conversation without having to block out a whole hour for a formal meeting.
Okay, next we have prioritize. This word is all about effective time management. When you tell your manager you need to prioritize your tasks, you're showing them that you're thinking strategically. You're focusing on what delivers the most value, not just what's right in front of you.
And our last one is finalize. This is such a powerful upgrade from just saying finish. When you say you finalize something, it implies it is 100% done. It's been checked, it's been approved, and it is ready to go. It signals absolute, total completion.
So we've covered a whole lot of ground today. But you know, knowledge is only powerful if you actually use it. The real key here is to turn this stuff into a habit. So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Looking at everything we've gone over, what is the one new phrase you will commit to using at work tomorrow? Just one. Pick it, use it, and start building that confidence, one conversation at a time.